My presentation is over disorders in different cultures or countries, meaning the way people are treated due to their disability. According to Kristen King, the author of Disability Inclusion, 15% of the world's population has some sort of disorder, although some aren't as severe as others. I was raised to believe that everyone is just as important no matter what. There is no mental or physical disorder that can change someone's worth or value. There are some people that don't have the same views as myself and my family. Persons with disabilities are more likely to experience adverse socioeconomic outcomes than persons without disabilities, such as less education, poorer health outcomes, lower levels of employment, and higher poverty rates, says King. Countries such as Iceland are well on their way to eliminating Down syndrome, which is a form of disability, from their population. They began offering screenings to every expectant mother that would show whether their child has this disability. Joe Carter, the author of the article The Country Where Children with Down Syndrome Are Disappearing, reported that after these screenings, almost 100% of women whose tests had come back positive for Downs had terminated their pregnancies. This information seems almost unreal for us to grasp. How could a country have 100% abortion rate of Down syndrome pregnancies? Before you can truly understand how many babies this is, you have to understand the difference in population between the United States and Iceland. Carter explains it best by comparing Iceland's population to that of Santa Ana, California, or Corpus Christi, Texas. On average, there are only 6 babies that test positive for Downs a year in Iceland. While it is heartless to kill 6 babies a year for any reason, in the United States, thousands of babies are killed every year. The Latino population have a few different views on children with disabilities. Bailey, Correa, and Rodriguez worked together to collect this data for Portland State University. They discovered that some Latinos believe that children or babies with disabilities are a gift from God because their mothers are gifted women. Another view is that God gives women babies with disabilities because they will become better people through this situation. It is seen as a sacrifice on the mother's part to take care of a child with disabilities. Latinos' most traditional view is that children with disabilities are a punishment. Maybe the mother has sinned or done wrong, and God punishes her by allowing her child to have disabilities. Mendez Perez also gathered information for Portland State University. He interviewed different Mexican Americans to get their views on disabilities. Most of them referred to their child as disabled and healthy. The Mexican American population believed that just because their child had disabilities didn't mean that the child was ill or diseased. They also believed that the disability could be healed either through a medical cure or by God. The parent didn't view their child's disability as a problem, like some cultures would, but more as a minor inconvenience. The views from Asian countries are different from any of those discussed this far. According to the data collected by Ryan and Smith, which was also gathered for Portland State University, a good portion of the parents from these countries viewed disability as a punishment, either on the parent or the child itself. For the countries that believed in reincarnation, they believed that the disability was brought on by the child itself for some sin committed in its previous life. Ryan and Smith also state that some Koreans believe that the cause of their child's disability was because of misfortune or punishment for parental sins. There are some Koreans that have Christian views, however, and believe the disability is all part of a divine plan. The last cultural perspective I'm going to share with you is that of Native Americans and Native Hawaiians. According to McCubbin, these cultures have strong family values which extend to the community as well. These cultures believe that life is on a constant cycle of harmony and disharmony. Disabilities aren't classified or labeled. They are just considered to be a part of disharmony, that the family is responsible for the care and treatment of the individual with the disability because, as McCubbin states, the harmony can best be achieved through shared family and community efforts. There is no treatment for the disabled, only the effort to restore harmony to the community. While there are many views on disabilities, the most important part is that we still accept them in our society and give them the love and attention they need. Whether the disability is brought on by past sins, punishment from God, or as a reward for being a gifted mother isn't important. Christopher Reeve said, "A hero is an ordinary person who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles." People with disabilities are heroes because they face some of the biggest obstacles out there, yet still live their lives to the fullest.